The things I like about our channel is that we try at least to be fair and balanced. I bring you the news as I find it. The things that I reported, of course, are not necessarily covered by the mainstream media. That was the whole point of starting the channel, because I just got very angry with the fact that the channels I work for, you would put forward a story and they would say, oh no, we don't, no, just do this. And as I told you before, when you appear on things like Good Morning Britain, you were told that you had to be for Harry and Meghan. You couldn't be against them, even if the narrative proved all differently. They try to dictate exactly what they want you to say and see, or whatever, to try and influence the public. You get the picture. But what's interesting here is this particular story. It is literally double standards of the highest level, because trust me, if this story was the other way round, there would be uproar as ever. Let me explain. Morning, nice to see you. You all right? Thank you so much for your time today. Yes, nice bit of sunshine now. You see, it's come out eventually. Well, we'll see how long. You have to you have to remain positive, don't you? And you know what it's like. You're thinking to yourself, how much longer will we have the sun for? Because as I said to you the other day, I'm getting very despondent with the weather reports. Every time I've listened to them, I've come out without an umbrella and got drenched. Absolutely. Now, somebody who's got drenched in negativity is none other than the former royal known as the Duke of York, Prince Andrew. Not had the best of times of years, of course, of the last few years. And let's not forget, of course, Her Majesty the Queen had to pay out a substantial amount of money on his behalf. But whatever way you look at it, it's mother and son, and she's allowed to do what she wanted at that particular time. But it's really more about this particular topic that kind of got my goat, really. On the front pages of all the magazines over here and all the newspapers, they were all talking a while back about the slimmed down monarchy. And then, of course, they took this opportunity to put a picture of Prince Andrew out riding privately in Windsor Great Park. Now, obviously, as we can see, he's put on a little bit of timber. Now, there's not a problem about that. The man's 64 years old. He's not in the public eye. We're not paying for him. He's allowed to do privately what he wants to do. But, the headlines, oh, so much for a slimmed down monarchy, spare tyre, all this sort of stuff. Now, imagine this, right, ladies, if this was a woman and you were talking about the pop star Lizzo, who was incredibly, shall we say, full-of-figured and always flashing her, shall we say, full-of-figured bits, or indeed over here, the British reality person, Gemma Collins, up and down, always boasting about her 3-stone weight loss, all that sort of stuff. If you were to put that headline against those women, there would be uproar. Oh, it's terrible, you're fat shaming, it's double standards. But because it's a man and because he's knocked down a little bit, it's allowed to happen. Now, I'm not standing up for him on that level. What I'm saying is it could happen to each and every one of us, because this is the way it is. You can sort of kick somebody when they're out of kilter because, well, what can they do? They're not going to sue you. And this is exactly how the media want to portray you. Yes, Prince Andrew and, of course, His Majesty the King are at loggerheads over Royal Lodge, and perhaps they're doing that in defence of him. Who knows? But the initial story is basically saying this guy's out of shape, doesn't look great, a complete loser. And it's so wrong to say, because everybody is entitled to do exactly what they want. And as I say, when you look back at people in years ago, we used to have two-ton Tessie O'Shea. That was her act. She billed herself as two-ton Tessie. All the people that have built a career around being full-of-figured, it's their problem, it's their issue, it's what they want to do. They should be allowed to, as of course should the Duke of York. And if, of course, you find that kind of funny, remember, weight gain can happen to anybody at any time. It doesn't have to be a midlife crisis. But I'd love to know what you think to this. Do you think it is truly simply double standards? And guess who wrote the headline? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.